This is Jerry, a champion rank level player offensively who can get you a point in most circumstances he is under. And with the help of another champion rank level setter, I decided to put him in a game against two silver ranked players. Can you guess what the final score of that match was? Yeah, not what you would expect, huh? But let's go back and take a look at how the high ranks conceded the majority of their points. That right there is the problem. As we have just seen, you can be the most offensively talented Volleyball Legends player, but that doesn't necessarily mean winning matches will be easy if your defense is lacking in structure. That is exactly why I have decided to get out of my bed and give you guys a list of all the tips and tricks I know that are capable of enhancing your gameplay by shaping you into a defensive beast. Also, just to let you guys know, all of the tricks you'll see today have been Rufus approved, which if you guys don't know is my good friend who only so happens to play the game when I ask him to get on. So if he can do them, I know you most definitely can as well. Oh, and one more thing, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, since it lets me know what videos you guys like on this channel. Anyways, let's get right into the first trick. Recently, there has been this rumor going around in my comment section about mobile players not being able to make use of advanced controls, specifically the lowering of sensitivity. So I decided to load the game up on my phone to find out what is going on. And lo and behold, you guys may have been doing it wrong the whole entire time. The only thing you have to do is tap and hold your set or bump bind for you to be able to see the bar on your screen. Pretty plain and simple. Now that we got that out the way, every single one of you guys should be made aware that bump is what I believe to be the best form of ground defense in this game. And the reason why has to do with what we just discussed. Advanced controls. Because you are able to hold down bump, it helps you react significantly quicker than when using a set. And believe me when I say this, those extra milliseconds create such a big difference. But just because setting isn't optimal here, does not mean it can't be used for another area. For example, when you notice the other team is on their last touch and the ball is very close to the net, you can jump towards whatever direction the spiker is facing and jump set once they hit the ball. But be aware of the positioning their spikers at when they take flight for a spike, because if they are too far back, jumping to defense shouldn't be done unless there is no one present in the front and you have a style with a good block. That way, you'll have a higher chance to secure a point. Now, one mechanic we have yet to make use of is diving. And for good reason. You shouldn't have to dive ever unless there is literally no other way of you reaching a ball, or if your duo has specifically requested a dive from you in order for him to pre-jump into a spike. So you might as well prioritize the other two before you do this one. And going back to bump receiving, make sure to not face the net when defending a ball that is very close to the net, because if given enough power, it can make the ball return back to your opponents and gives them another chance to score. What you should do instead is try and face your teammate if you're playing a team mode, or if you're playing ones, face the side that will make the ball get closer to the middle of your side. That way you have a more open view of the court, which can create a lot more play options. This next tip I'm about to reveal goes for every game mode in the game, including ones, and that is to position yourself in the middle of the court when your opponents have the ball. In team modes, when I say to position yourself in the middle, I mean the middle based on what part of the court your teammates are covering. So say for example, someone is covering the right back side. Your position should be closer towards the front on the left side. That way, minimal openings and scoring opportunities are given to your enemies. But don't literally just stand still on those spots, because then it defeats the whole purpose of you being there. You should definitely move around a little inside of your designated premise so the other team has a harder time predicting the place where you will commit to once letting go of your bump. And with all that being said, what better way to cover ground than by using a fast style? If you're a spiker, finding one of these guys is a bit more challenging since the majority of them tend to be on the slower side. But you can still equip someone like Kazuna or Timeskip Hinto, which are some of the very few quick spikers in this game. It is better to be quicker when defending because once you see a spike coming your way, you have a bigger radius of defense with the extra ground you're able to cover. And if you consider yourself a spiker in this game, the best style for defense has got to be the twins. because while Okuro's speed is not his strong suit, Akuto's is. So you can switch between them depending on if you are on the offensive or defensive. This next tip right here is probably the most overlooked part of defense and can cause loss after loss if not addressing it. It is not paying attention to what player is a spiker and what players are the setters on the other team. Think about it for a second. If you want an easier ball to receive, do you think it would be better to serve the ball to the spiker or the setter on the other team? If you for some reason couldn't answer that, please look up what each row is, because your mind should have instantly gone to the setter. It's not rocket science that this is the best option, because once he touches the ball, which is most likely going to be received on their backside, the spiker has to come up with a decision of either hitting the ball or setting to a weak spiker style. And in both cases, receiving their attack should be a breeze. But keep in mind that this will only work if there is at least one setter on the other team. And this really only goes for twos. And finally, one of the coolest parts of Volleyball Legends that seems like an exploit, but the creators decide to keep in, is net fishing. Net fishing is basically its own fourth touch ability without actually having it in your possession. If you get close to the net, turn around and back tilt block the ball towards your side. The game doesn't count that as a touch, which then allows your team to have 3 touches afterwards to create whatever play you want. If you guys aren't doing this, I would highly advise you all to start learning, because it is a very useful technique that takes advantage of your enemy's poor touches. And if you're holding bump while one of these opportunities is right in front of you, it should still allow for you to do a net fish. Just don't let go of your bump until you have blocked the ball back to your side. Defense is just as important as scoring is. Just because you are able to rack up some points doesn't mean you will end up winning the game, because your opponents can also do the same thing, especially if your defense isn't something you place focus on. A great defense is a great offense, so why not double the chances of winning the matches you play? On another note, thank you guys for all the support you have been showing in the past videos, and let me know what other games and videos you would like to see on the channel, because I look at the comments all the time, so just know that if you mention an idea, there is a good chance I'll make a video about it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Peace. Oh my gosh! Oh, holy crap.